Hi, so I'm here at Web Summit with Trent Gillum from White Whale Analytics, and it's been a busy day. It's the first day. How has everything been going for you?
It's been hectic, but it's been absolutely pleasant. I'd say at the same time, the reception that we've gotten at our booth, showing off our product, has been really positive. And I think overall, it's given us a lot of excitement about the European market, because right now we're really just in Canada, but we're curious to see what Web Summit can offer us in the European market as well.
Cool. Well, can you just tell me a little bit about what White Whale Analytics does? Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, so White Whale Analytics, we started 2.5 years ago as mainly a consulting company that is leveraging machine learning to optimize business. And we worked in a lot of different industries. And we realized that there is a way you could converge all of those different industries into one solution. So essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to make machine learning easy for the masses. So imagine you're a business owner and you don't have the capability or funding to get an entire data science team or an AI specialist.
Okay.
We're building a platform that makes it easy for you to do it yourself. So there's several pieces of our platform. We handle data ingestion, machine learning, and also visualization. So those are the three pillars of all machine learning solutions.
Okay.
And we're making a generic solution for everyone.
So I could use your solution as someone that's not an AI expert.
Exactly. So we have people that are using it. For example, I can't really give names, but
That's fine.
we have some people in sports that are using it by themselves, and they're building their own dashboards to analyze data. They're using machine learning to understand certain things about their sport. And I think the real power of that is a lot of AI talk you hear is that it's really hard for people. Like the Big Four and a lot of these big companies around the world, like some of the big boys that are here right now, they sort of sell this lie that you need to give us millions of dollars in order to get AI into your business.
Okay.
And while that works for enterprise, it doesn't work for the other 80% of business that's small and medium sized. So what we're doing is we're going to tap into that as well as give enterprise a more competitively priced solution,
Okay.
and also a more easy to
One more
use.
thing.
No, and also a more easy to use solution. So if I can leave you with one more thing about what we do,
Okay.
is enterprise software is sort of boring, right? It's sort of like
It's not that sexy.
it's not that sexy, but why not? Really? Why not? So our goal is to bring that consumer experience that you're used to
Yeah.
on all of those apps that are targeted to consumers and bring it to enterprise. So you still have the depth of enterprise, but the ease of use of what you're used to as a consumer. Because at the end of the day, enterprise users are the same people that use Snapchat on their iPhone. So why do they make it so hard when you go to work?
I think that's really interesting with what I saw at Web Summit last year. It was all about the user experience. And I mean, it's day one. I haven't really had a big look around, but what do you think one of the trends is going to be coming out of Web Summit this year?
I think one of the trends that's definitely been here for a while and that's coming out of Web Summit is there's a lot of chatbots cropping up.
Okay.
And chatbots they're great, but they can be limited to a specific thing, right? So I think just to touch on what our vision is for our product is the ultimate goal of White Whale is we want to make this idea of conversational intelligence. So you have BI, which is mainly dashboarding, but what if you could access the same information via conversation with an AI system? I know a lot of big companies are trying to do these sorts of things, but one of the things we've realized is, especially where we're targeting business operations, so this is very sensitive customer data. They really don't feel comfortable with people like Google or the big boys having that data, just because of data privacy and things like that. But what we're finding is they're actually trusting us with a lot of their data, and that enables us to build very, very robust NLP solutions that can actually understand their business and then give them back responses. Because at the end of the day, all you want to know when you go to a BI dashboard is an answer to a question. So why is all the rest of it there? So how do you make that how do you distill all of that complexity?
User experience,
Yeah,
really.
you got to distill all that complexity into what the base like need for the user is. And the base need is actually just answer my question.
Yeah.
So how do I run my oil field? What player should I choose for the draft?
Keeping it simple
Keeping it
always
simple.
works.
So
Yeah.
our strategies, we're building this robust solution, and once we have that platform built, we're going to layer on top of it conversational intelligence, which is what we believe is the next evolution of BI.
Okay.
And I think we have some pretty exciting things coming up, so you should definitely watch us over the next year.
Very cool. I guess, why did you come to Web Summit in the first place? I know you've got a lot going on and you've got big ambitions and goals, and it seems like you guys are on a great track. So why is this the place that you decided to come and show the world what's going on with White Whale Analytics?
So I think there's two big things that I think Web Summit brings you. One of it is exposure to just the general tech world, because we're from Calgary, and in Calgary, I would say we're not necessarily in touch with the global tech community, or even like the more expanded tech community. It's a pretty tight-knit group.
Yeah.
So one of the values of this conference is just seeing all that's happening, seeing different trends. And kind of the fun part is like, we're kind of isolated in our little Calgary startup, and like seeing that we've been doing some of the things that are actually becoming trends, and we're like, oh, that's cool. Like we kind of came up with this in isolation. So it's kind of cool to see that. And I think the second point is that it's just, there's a lot of feedback to get here.
Yeah.
Like in our booth, we've had at least like 24 people go through in the first couple hours, and the feedback you get from them is hugely important, because for us as a startup, getting user feedback, or even just like feedback at a glance, is super helpful for us in our like product development plans.
Yeah.
So that's also one of the big values. And I guess I'll throw a third one in there just for fun. There's like really fun parties here too.
That's true.
So yeah, that's the last one.
Great. I guess, is there anything else you'd like to add about your experience here, or what you guys are looking to achieve when you're at Web Summit?
I think that one thing I'll say is the whole Canadian delegation that came here, and we're actually part of that as well as a representative company. It was like the Canadian presence here is huge, and it's awesome to see. I know it's because Collision's coming to Toronto, which we're definitely going to be at, but the most exciting part is just seeing so much of Canada here and making their impression on the global tech community. So that's exciting.